Can only describe the mood as tense. Some locals accuse firefighters of abandoning the community over petty disagreements, while firefighters insist they've been operating in a hostile work environment and this was the last resort. From Boston to Bozeman, people are breathing a sigh of relief tonight that it's over. Now, Knife River says that there will be traffic delays throughout Amsterdam Road, so if you absolutely have to travel through the construction, it's probably best to head out earlier than usual to get to your destination. Well, Steve and Heidi, you know, as I was going downtown to do my report, I actually saw cars myself slipping all over the roads, and folks that I talked to downtown told me that this kind of weather is no stranger to them. Dr. Erb says some of these ways to modify your lifestyle is to exercise more, eat healthier, and cut back on smoking if you're a smoker. Montana has always had a great system, and he's confident Montanans will elect the right person for the job. According to court documents, police found paw prints in the snow that led them to the defendant's home. Now, the Andrews told me their son Neil is expected home on Wednesday. They say they will rest better tonight knowing their son is safe, but are anxiously awaiting to return home to Bozeman. His mom, Kay, did tell me that she's looking forward to giving him a big hug when he gets back home. For now, reporting live in the Bozeman newsroom tonight, I'm Eric Tercio, NBC Montana. From Boston to Bozeman, people are breathing a sigh of relief tonight that it's over. My friend Becky Higgins lives just over a half a mile away from the place where the second bombing suspect was taken into custody. I talked to her after his arrest Friday night.
After they lifted the stay-at-home ban, I was actually sitting by the window getting ready to go outside because I was just dying to get out. And I heard several rounds fired and a few explosions, and I just immediately closed the window and was like, well, here we go again. And right after that happened, the news popped up again saying that, you know, they thought they had him cornered at a house on Franklin Street.
Bozeman, people glued to their televisions and relieved the second bomber was caught, but telling me now they want to know why.
More questions answered to why or who or, you know, how this could have happened. You know, I'm glad that they captured the guy alive so we can hopefully find these things out.
They caught him alive so they can figure out what happened, why it happened, and if there was anything else involved with it.
Across the divide in Missoula, our sister station talked to folks as well.
Crazy that it's somebody who's a year younger than me. So, yeah, that's just absolutely insane. And in our own country.
I am actually glad that justice has prevailed and they caught him. I mean, they've done wrong.
Well, I'm very proud of the safety personnel and the officers that helped in the efforts of keeping the citizens safe in Boston.
Back here in Bozeman, people say they're proud of the hard work of investigators and first responders and voiced their support for the city of Boston. One resident says police were lucky.
That was good luck. That was good fortune, I think, that they happened to spot him.
Mm-hmm. One man told me his sister is actually a nurse at the Beth Israel Deaconess near the scene where one suspect was killed Friday morning. He says Boston has proven itself strong and will stay that way.
You can't let the bad guys win. And I mean, at the end of the day, you have to be able to defend yourself and defend your family and do the right thing.
Back in Watertown tonight, my friend Becky told me she could hear people cheering from her windows nearly a mile away from the arrest site. She told me residents ran out of their homes to celebrate in the streets. She says her town will sleep better tonight knowing the second suspect is in the hands of the justice system. For now, reporting live in the Bozeman newsroom tonight, I'm Eric Tercio, NBC Montana. Can only describe the mood as tense. Some locals accuse firefighters of abandoning the community over petty disagreements, while firefighters insist they've been operating in a hostile work environment and this was the last resort. At a property owners meeting Tuesday, local Kathy Anderson told me she's sad to see Bridger Canyon firefighters resign. She says the Board of Trustees has tried to work hard with them.
Try to get everybody happy and have them understand what the board's been trying to do. And they don't seem willing to mediate and settle it. And unfortunately, last night they decided to quit.
Bridger Canyon firefighters told me their relationship with the Board of Trustees has been disintegrated, saying they're unfair and not easy to deal with.
Verbal abuse, there's been put downs.
Don Daniels is the assistant chief until tomorrow night. When Holt turned in his pager, he told me the Board of Trustees has lied to firefighters and verbally harassed them.
We've seen firefighters who are brave enough and courageous enough to stand up and speak for what they believe in, and they've been harassed at the meeting. They've been told to be quiet.
Newly elected trustee Dennis Gensel is now the temporary acting fire chief. In an open letter, the firefighters say they respect him and appreciate his efforts to problem solve.
Came into, you might say, a hornet's nest of activity and animosity both between the board and some of the firefighters. So to pinpoint a certain issue, no, I can't say I'm aware of it.
I asked property owners if they're worried about longer emergency response times, and they told me they're confident they'll find more firefighters to help out. I did try to talk with several other board members tonight, but they did decline to speak with me. Reporting live in the Bozeman newsroom tonight, I'm Eric Tercio, NBC Montana.
Police in Bozeman and the Highway Patrol have already reported several slide-offs. NBC Montana's Eric Tercio is live outside our Bozeman studio. And Eric, you were out earlier today, so what did you see out there?
Well, Steve and Heidi, you know, as I was going downtown to do my report, I actually saw cars myself slipping all over the roads. And folks that I talked to downtown told me that this kind of weather is no stranger to them. You know, one day it's sunny, they tell me, and warm, to the next it's cold, and they're back to wearing winter clothes again. Police officers tell me that driving it's tricky when you can't really see the ice on the road, and police have gone to the scene of 2 slip-outs in town. I'm told most of these slip-outs are due to fast driving and folks just not paying attention.
A lot of it is just driving a little bit too fast for the conditions of the road, and then also just not leaving ourselves enough time between the vehicle that we're following, or enough time that we pull out in front of a vehicle, not leaving ourselves enough time. Everything takes longer on these icy roads.
Now, I spoke to Montana Highway Patrol. They told me that Gallatin County itself has seen just about 18 car slide-outs. And police also say that even though you may drive a 4x4, that doesn't prevent you from stopping in enough time. And they urge folks to really keep that distance between other cars. And as I'm standing here right now, Steve and Heidi, the snowflakes are just trickling down. So it's cold and the snow is still coming down. Live just outside our downtown Bozeman studio, I'm Eric Tercio, NBC Montana.